Well, I've been really looking forward to this segment, the Westside Bowl, right here in the heart of Youngstown's West Side, corner of Mahoning and Hazelwood. Nate Offerdahl has breathed new life into this place. And now, in addition to bowling, there's great food, a lovely bar, and of course, 2 concert venues.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming. Yeah, we are right in the heart of West Side. We're right next to the brand new library that they just built. And we were very cognizant when we started looking at buildings that, you know, we kind of had 2 requirements. We wanted to be in the city and we didn't want to be downtown. We wanted to be in a neighborhood where we'd have neighbors. We could be involved in a neighborhood association. And because a big, sort of a minor part of what we wanted to do was to have it sort of function like a community reinvestment project. The idea that this isn't just a business that you're creating a space for people to come and feel comfortable and enjoy themselves inside a neighborhood of other folks. And I think that's something sometimes that Youngstown doesn't have a lot of.
Why did you buy the bowling alley? What made you want to take this on?
Funny story, we had no intention of buying a bowling alley when we first started doing this. We had my wife and I had talked the majority of the time that we'd been married that it would be fun to have a music venue. We met at Cedars. When we dated, we spent a lot of time there. And we always loved it. I was good friends with Tommy Simon. I love his daughter Mara and Billy that run the Cedars on the West End now. And still love to go there. It's a great place. And so we thought that if we could do something that was on a little bit larger scale, and what we had thought about emulating was the Beachland Ballroom in Cleveland.
Which is such a great venue.
And what we wanted to emulate was the fact that they had 2 rooms. They had one that could hold about 150, and then they had one that could hold 500. And 500 is kind of like the magical number if you want to be able to attract national touring bands that are sort of mid-level. So we knew that we needed to have a space about that big. So when we started to look, we looked at more traditional buildings. We looked at bars that had ballrooms like Kuzman's, and Girard was one of the places that we looked at. We looked at old banquet centers. We looked at churches. We even looked at the Foster Theater on Glenwood Avenue.
Oh, now that would have been
something. So we called, got a hold of Shane, came in, he gave us a tour, and it was when we saw the basement that we knew. Or at least I knew. I'm like, okay, this can work. We can come in here, we can start downstairs, we can start doing live music almost immediately down here, and then we'll work out what we're gonna do with the rest. And that's how we ended up here.
So it was step by step, you know, I mean.
Yeah, we did not go into this and say, hey, let's buy a bowling alley.
And totally redo everything.
It was sort of roadblock after roadblock after roadblock eventually sort of directed us to here. And it worked out better than it ever would have if we would have went into one of those traditional places, because when we talked to Cindy and Mark, one of the things that they told us was that, you know, if you can find a space that has regular everyday revenue, where you're not strictly reliant on people coming to see the music, you'll be in a better position. And that's what we ended up with. We have an everyday bar crowd. We have people who come here to bowl. We have people who just come here to get the food or get carry out. And then we have the music on top of that. And having all of that other stuff is what makes the music possible, because, you know, booking shows and putting on live entertainment, you're 100% reliant on people coming, right? That's what pays for it. And, you know, a lot of times people don't.
Well,
and you still have to pay for the entertainment. So everything else we do can help subsidize sometimes what we're doing with the live music.
Your pizza is absolutely delicious.
Thank you very much.
Now, what is the one little tweak that you made
from
the original?
When we came in, we knew that we were inheriting very good food recipes. This place has always been, especially when the Nesbitts owned it, this place was always famous for its pizza. And when we came in, one of the early conversations we had with the food supplier, Santisi's Wholesale in Youngstown, the owner, Michael, he said that he suggested that we change the cheese. And he was suggesting one that was a bit more expensive. I said, well, we'll give it a try. And once we tried it, we knew that we needed to switch.
The difference was great.
The taste, the feel in your mouth, the smell, everything was enhanced. So that was the one change we made, and everyone has said that it's made it even better. The great part about also having such a big pizza oven is the fact that many of the sandwiches that we serve on bread that we make here. So when Shannon or Dave or Pokey are in the back in the morning making dough, a lot of times they're also making loaves of bread and hamburger buns for the burgers and other sandwiches that we sell here. We tried to keep the menu as simple as possible. There were a handful of things on it when we bought the place that we decided we would get rid of, and really concentrate on pizza, really good sandwiches, and a few appetizers. And then we've become very well known over the last year for our wings.